Hi guys, welcome to today's video where we're going to take a quick look at the brand new teaser trailer for the 1.1 update for Satisfactory. I'm going to have a quick look. I've watched it a few times. We're going to have a little scan through, see what we can spot. And yeah, so let's get started with that. We'll jump back to the beginning of the trailer. I'll just pause it when I see stuff. Let's see what we got. So a nice opening shot. Nothing. Let me pause this. Oh, yeah, okay, there we go. Sorry. Not too much to see in this scene, I don't think. If you spot anything, let me know. I mean, there's some slight angles to these pillars, but obviously that could be easily made in vanilla, so I don't think there's anything too new that we can see there. We'll crack on. There is new things right here. Oh, pause. These are the hypertube junctions that we've seen in the previous little clip that they put up. So it's obviously a three-way interchange. I assume it's going to be, if you're coming along this way, like you do with the zip line, you can choose, if you hold left or right, you can go left or right. So you hold left or right and you'll go on that. But that's quite cool, making the roundabout. Also this here in the next shot, these pillars here, that you can see in the middle here under the power tower, they're different. So keep an eye on the next shot. I'll try and pause it nicely so you can see them. But here we go. Look, the train lights up. You see them? They've got the rivets down the side. They're slightly kind of notched in on each side. They're going to go really nice in. There's a lot of things in this that my current build is gonna look great in my current build that I'm doing. So it makes me think, should I hold off or should I just crack on and add these in? But we'll carry on. So yeah, new pillar types, which is really cool, which is something I kind of really wanted. I did make a video listing what I wanted to see from 1.1, and new pillars was one of them, as well as some other things we'll see in this video that I wanted, and it seems like we're gonna get. So that's quite cool. Let's crack on, see more exciting things. Now here, there's a lot in this shot, a lot. Now, first off, we've got this here. You'll see it better in other shots, but it's like a rounded, I assume it's another pillar type. It looks like it's segmented again. We'll see it better later. Yeah. And there is also another beam type down here. Maybe not beam, maybe pillar. I don't know. I can't see. Don't know if this would be a beam or a pillar. It looks a bit thick to be a beam type. Maybe another pillar. It's going up there, and then you can see it as well going up here like that. But that's going to look really cool. My build I'm doing at the moment is kind of post World War II-ish architecture. So like 40s, 50s. So I'm really bad at dates. Industrial kind of stuff. So these kind of beams would look amazing. And also the big one is cables here. There's also another kind of cable here. So there's obviously, see them here, two different sizes. Now I mean, definitely these ones are going to work like pillars, like beams, sorry, because look, they're connected to beam connectors. So I think they're going to be like beams, which is just another thing I wanted, new beam types. That's really cool. Whether these ones, these bigger ones, will work like pillars or beams, because maybe they're just another skin of this one. I think they could be the same thing, you know, but just a different material is what I'm looking at. Now, there is another thing I'm not 100% on in this shot. And it's this up here, this sign. The font on that sign looks totally different to me, to the normal font we have on our signs. I could be wrong, but it looks like maybe they're going to give us either some more font control or some more options on layout, which is another thing I wanted in my video. I'll link it so you can have a look at what I wanted if you want to. But I think that's another thing we might be getting, but I think that's the most out there one I'm gonna kind of like say, because I'm not 100% on that. But let me know what you think. I don't think that looks like a normal sign type. Okay, so let's carry on. Loads more to see, as always with Satisfactory trailers. And this is another one, garage door 2. So that's 8 meters tall, pretty much. So you've got 2 4-meter walls there. And opening like that. How cool is that? And again, quickly, lots More here. Shelves. There'll be another thing in this room in a minute. But you can see these shelving units. I assume they are just plonkable down, though. There's another thing about these, like, I don't know if we're going to get two size variants of these. So I'll show you some later in the trailer that look like these boxes here only just fit on one shelf. I could be wrong, but it's not unlike them to give us two different variants. Now the poses of the pioneers here, if I go back a little bit, we frame through. Anything else in here? No, I'm framing through. Oh yes, up here. These vents, you'll see them in quite a few different things, but there are these vents now. There, you see them on the walls, you see them lying flat. Great. Hopefully you can color them. Again, another thing that's going to go really well with the build I'm working on. So yeah. So let's carry on frame by frame in it. Jumping in. I can't see anything else really, but the poses here. Now we'll get to something right at the end of the video where they reveal that this whole well, from the wording, a lot of this trailer is made in the new photo mode they're adding, and these poses are all available in the photo mode. So you can obviously, what that means is, I'll jump to the end quickly so we can see it. There you go, look. It says at the end, where is it? All shots, movements, and filters captured entirely in-game using the new photo mode. And that's, I think, the first thing that said, all shots and movements. So the movements probably means the pioneer stances, how they're moving, but all of the shots in this. So does that mean it's a new photo mode with video in it? You know what I mean? Can we do shots like this? Do I not need to use OBS anymore? Do I not need to use Fixit Cam anymore? Like, can I do? I mean, look at that. Look at the depth of field. If you know what depth of field is, it's the blurriness here. So there's obviously going to be, you can see it in lots of shots. Depth of field, out of focus at the background, in focus here. I mean, is the new photo mode going to be basically a video making tool? Like, that will be incredible. That would be amazing. But I think that might be a bit too much to hope for. But you've got all the poses. Well, this also means is if they're doing poses like this, at very least, obviously, and all these shots without the pioneer, like I really wanted in my video I put in for the camera and photo mode to be not attached to the pioneer's view like it is currently now. So obviously it's not going to be anymore. You can unattach it. You can move the camera around, you can do shots, potentially even videos. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I think that means. Tell me if you think I'm wrong. But yeah, we'll crack on, and I'm sure I'll talk about it more. Here are some of the filters they talk about. I'm not crazy about something. I mean, I don't think I'm ever going to use a filter like this. Maybe, who knows? That looks sick, though. Things like this, yes, please. Like, and who knows how many options they're going to have, like brightness, contrast, different things. This looks like what you call like a tilt shift that makes everything look really like it's a small toy. So I am really looking forward to getting my hands on this photo mode. It's one of the things that I'm most excited, apart from the new aesthetic buildables. Also, these pieces in here, are they new, I think, or am I just crazy? Like these triangles here. Like, I know we had these triangles, but these ones, the inner ones, we had roof pieces like that, but I don't think we had ones like this. I could be wrong. I've had a bit of time off the game, I'm going to be honest. Been playing a bit of Minecraft on the side, but yeah. Anyway, we'll crack on. So I've got some more wild theories to throw out. See, more photos. Now, this is my next wild theory. My next crazy theory is this curve here and this. We don't often see in trailers them doing much curved stuff because it's not really in the game. It's not really a thing that's there to be used. It's difficult, it's tricky, it's kind of a thing, so they don't tend to show it off much. But here it is, a curved build, and you can see them overlapping. So I don't think I had some conversations with Excited, great creator, go and find them. I'll link them in the description. And he thinks it's just normal curves. But we both think because they're showing them off, maybe they've added some way of making curves a bit easier and overlapping it, because that's a whole foundation, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I that another wild theory, but probably wrong. But you know, keep an eye out. And there we go. We've got those vents there sitting flat on their backs. Let's carry on. Okay, I missed this one. I missed a couple of things here, actually. The first thing is vertical splitters and mergers over here, where you get them. It's so good to have these, not have some weird little in and out system going. You can just cut it down and it pops out at the level you want. So good. But it does look like, look, there is no side port on these. They are literally coming down and out. So you can go this way and up and down, but not through that way. So it's not all the way. You still have to use these. You couldn't like feed it in. And I guess like it's going to be difficult because this is, yeah, that's going to be an in, isn't it? If that's an out. No, these are vertical merge, so that's an in. And you could have another in on that side. So yeah, it's an interesting one. It's cool. But yeah, the fact that they've blocked these side ones off. Yeah, I guess it would be difficult, wouldn't it, to know where it needs to go. But yeah, that's great. Anyway, vertical mergers and splitters. Also, I missed this one down here. We'll see him a couple of other places. There are quite a few here. But on belt counters that show you how much is going on each thing. That would be great. That is great. That is really useful for you to be able to check it. I think it'd be great if one day we could plug these in to some kind of logic system and have like a central overview of what all of our, so you could put one of these on like maybe a special one on like the end of the production line. You'd be like, oh, I'm producing X amount of concrete per minute or whatever. That'd be really cool, just from one screen. But it's still cool just at a glance being able to look at how much is traveling along a belt. That's really, really, really cool. I mean, it'd also be cool to have them on pipes to know, to be able to glance at a flow rate. I mean, you got the flow indicators, but still, I know that I'm asking for a lot there, but I think that's really great. They look wicked. Whether that will be a specific like on the belt or whether you can add those on as separate items, who knows? But yeah, amazing, great stuff. Let's carry on. Okay, there's something here. There's obviously the big thing here. There we get the first shot of a lift. Oh, so many people want this. I was never that fussed by them, but I still think they're great. I still think that's going to look so cool. How these lifts are going to work is going to be interesting. Are you adding each level like a new segment? Because obviously you've got the doors there, and you'll get another shot of those later. And you've got each of these segments. And I would assume you can rotate that in any way you want. Because obviously up top here, the door's going to go out this way, and that door's coming out of that way. And it looks like in a later shot, there's just a very open platform that's coming up and down here. So that would work quite well. Not new lights, these are just signs. But maybe a hint that Lumen's getting a bit of an upgrade. Who knows? But there's one more thing in here. There's a better look at these I think they're new pillars, because you can see the segmentness. You can see them down here. They look like they're segmented like pillars are. So you could place one in. There's also here maybe another pillar, what do you call them? Pillar base, basically, pillar support, isn't it? I think, with the orange and the black and the concrete on the inside. Like, I can't think what that is. So I think that's a new support type. I do like how they kind of merge together. These are going to be great. Like, I mean, I've done a video on how to make something like this, so it makes it a bit redundant, but anything that makes it easier, the better. These are the shelves that I was talking about, that maybe look a little bit smaller because they're narrower. The ones in the other shot, let me go back here. No, no, they are kind of the depth of that. Yeah, maybe they're the same. I think they're possibly the same. They are probably the same, aren't they? Yeah. So you got those. Another look at the shelves, another look at these, and the first shot of the lift or elevator, depending on how you want to refer to it. Oh, another shot of these cables. Now, is that a different cable or is that multiple of the same? Because if you look, there are multiple pieces there going into one beam connector. And we go back to where we saw them before. There's one fat connector there. And that one there, though, that is multiple. But it looks a lot smaller. Look at the end of that beam connector there to that. And then we jump forward again. That's connecting into the whole beam connector. So maybe it's the same thing. Maybe it's a scale up version. Maybe they come in two different sizes like most pillars do. You obviously get the large, like was it 4x4, isn't it? And I think you get the 2x1 meter. So maybe this is the same. Maybe you get the smaller version, you get the larger version. But let's carry on. So here we get another shot of the lift, and we can actually see it. If you watch it, you can see it going. You can see it going up and down. You see what I see. It's quite an open platform moving up and down there, which is quite nice. What I wonder is it only going to be this kind of style? Can we build? Obviously, I imagine like we could build on the outside of it, but I'm assuming you can't build in it. You wouldn't be able to build something inside it because that would just block the elevator. Obviously, whoever built this factory doesn't know how to do infinite lifts, but oh well. There is also, I think that's the new pillar type. Maybe it's a bit hard to see that I showed you earlier. The silvery one with a kind of like almost like a cross, I guess, if you look down on top of it. Got the vents again on the side, and there's another thing here which I think is a bit subtle, which Excited pointed out. A new build mode. Obviously, we know we're getting straight mode for pipes, but look at these curves on these pipes. I think that's a new build mode. You can also see it here. Nice wide curve that's kind of curving in perfectly. That's not straight mode. That's not any mode we have. I mean, that's really tricky to do. And to be honest, I think that is another point in favor. Doing these big sweepy curves with the belts, that is another point in favor of this kind of thing. That curve of those belts and those pipes. Oh, where are we? There we go. That would fit, wouldn't it? A nice curve. And also, I think that the thing that's made me think maybe it's like a build system upgrade or something like that. Because look at here. You see this down here where it's a kind of. There are ways of doing that, obviously in game. But like I say, Coffee Stain don't normally show that kind of building because it's not. They're tricks and little finicky things to do, if you know what I mean. They tend to stick to more, as you can see from the rest of the video, more kind of regular squares and shapes that are quite easy to do, like the squares here, and that's quite simple. Looks nice, I'm not saying it doesn't, but it's all like regular stuff. They don't tend to show things like that in other trailers. And correct me if I'm wrong, point out things that where they have done that. But yeah, little bits like that makes me think maybe they've done something like a build system improvement that just makes this kind of stuff a little bit easier. Like, don't know what it is, just a little tweak of something, who knows? But we'll carry on. Again, wild theories. Going over the top. More poses there. Doing a little dab. And I'm going to go through frame by frame because we get another shot of the lift elevator top just before the garage door closes. You can see that's the top of the elevator over here. And obviously you see it needs power. How much power? Who knows? Hopefully not too much. I wouldn't imagine it's crazy. Oh, you see the belt scanners, what are we going to call them? You know what I mean? Belt throughput calculators, throughput monitors. But yeah, here's the lift. So I imagine that this is one part and this is another part. So imagine like it wouldn't be the same, but like you have a station and these are you know, like the equivalent of a rail, you know, equivalent of just the hypertube. So you'd have like, you know, your entrance and then the bits, and hopefully we can zoop these. That section at least, that's zoopable. That would be really useful. But yeah, see, we're getting towards the end here. Yeah, we are pretty much right at the end now, aren't we? We're back to the photo mode, which I think's one of the things that's got me most excited is that photo mode. To think that all of this, because I mean, it says all. I'm not like crazy, am I? All shots. So all of this is done in photo mode, right? Because there's no other photos. I mean, there's some photos in the thumbnail, but yeah, to think if we've got something like this in built in, because I mean, it's not too crazy to think. Because obviously they've always made these trailers. I know they make them with Unreal Engine 5 and stuff like that, and I'm sure there's lots of tricky things to do with that. But you know, the filters, some of them are just like nah, but like, you know, they're just showing it off. Like some of these filters they show are a bit like, you know, not too sure I'm ever going to take a photo. I mean, that looks kind of cool. That one, meh. Maybe if we could choose the colors. But what other filters do they show us? That's nice. Nice little sepia tone. Like I say, I wonder how much control they're going to give us over these. Whether they're just like an Instagram filter that you can just chuck on a build. There's some more of them somewhere, wasn't there? You know, and you just like, there you go, there they are. I assume some of them are like, well, you know, that's quite contrasty and coloured, isn't it? That's got a nice, I don't know what the term is for that, but like comic booky style, I guess, and some bold outlines. But whether I get much use of that, that's really cool. But here's the thing: whether we can say, oh, let's change that color to red, or if it's just that's just called like sunset, say, and we just whack that on, you know, or whether we have any deeper control, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, to think all of this was done in the photo mode is absolutely bonkers. That's the big thing for me. I know people will be excited about these, and I'm excited about them as well. And all the new aesthetic pieces are amazingly good that we've seen so far. Yeah, I just think, as usual, they don't disappoint with these, do they, Coffee Stain? Always just knock it out of the park with what's coming and what's going to be in it. But yeah, I'm super excited. Looking forward to hopefully getting a date at some point. Let me know when you think this is going to be coming out. Let me know if I've missed anything. Um, if you want to see what my list of demands, I guess, were for Satisfactory 1.1, I'll link to the video here. And if you've enjoyed this and want to keep up to date with Satisfactory stuff and see some of my builds, please subscribe, leave a comment, drop a like. I've just noticed actually that hypertube in that shot didn't go anywhere. Unless that's just a rendering error. You can't see it because of my play bar, but down here, nothing connected there. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed me rambling on about this trailer for God knows how long now. And I'll see you in the next video.